Welcome. Thanks so much for joining us here on the Owatonna Today Show on this Wednesday, April 20th. I'm Deb Gillard, your host for the program, and we've got a great one coming up for you today. We're going to be joined here very shortly by Warren and Sue Simons, and we're going to be talking about the Good Shepherd Lutheran Church upcoming variety show. Lots to talk about there. A little bit later on in the program, out on location to head to the mountain bike trail that is in place at our own Kaplans Woods, so that's going to be fascinating as well. We are, of course, your community connection since 1991. We look forward to seeing you and having you join us on YouTube and Facebook and liking us and get updates of the program, and of course here locally on Charter 181 as well. If you have ideas for guests or show topics or information, as we do, we pass along announcements at the end of the program for things that are going on in the community. Go ahead and send that to owatonnatoday@charter.net. Or you can give Leanne a call if you need or want some other information to pass along to her, and that's 390-5751. As I mentioned, a great show coming up, but first we're going to take a little break for our Owatonna Today Show sponsors, whom we appreciate so much, and then stay with us. We'll be back with Sue and Warren Simons.
Hi, I'm Dr. Beth Giltvet.
And I'm Dr. Nick Vincelli of Horizon Eye Care.
We want you to see what you love and love how you see. We're proud sponsors of the Owatonna Today Show.
I needed more than just another dead-end job. I wanted a career, so I expressed myself.
With the kids off to college, I decided it was time for me to go back to work and express myself.
Express got me in touch with some really great companies. Now, I'm on my way to a great career.
Express Employment Professionals is in contact with thousands of companies in need of quality employees. Come in now and get the job you deserve.
Express yourself today.
Welcome back. It is Wednesday, April 20th, and as I mentioned, we have Sue Simons. Welcome.
Thank you.
And Warren Simons with us, husband and wife, obviously, and of course people know you from the community. Back to Mary Sue's involvement with the chamber, and I think you're a familiar faces to many, so welcome.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
And here on behalf of Good Shepherd Lutheran Church, too, so let's just kind of dig right in and talk about, well, there's an upcoming event, and it's going to be benefiting what, Warren?
Well, as you mentioned, we're both members of the Good Shepherd Lutheran Church here in Owatonna, and we're hosting a fundraiser on April 30th to raise funds to complete the renovation of our greeting area.
Okay.
And that construction is currently in progress.
Yeah.
So hopefully everybody will be able to come out and see what we're doing there.
So the church is very prominently located on 7th and 26th.
Right.
And people would have seen, and I think we did a show many moons ago, probably when the first renovation was done and the new area went, and the youth area downstairs and all that. So that left kind of the final piece of the puzzle, it sounds like.
Right.
Being that gathering area as people walk in, and so that's actually what's going on right now.
Right.
More internal changes than people will see from the outside, correct?
Exactly.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yep.
And the plans for that are, can you kind of share what the vision is going to look like for people who have been in the church?
Well, actually, what's under construction right now is the greeting gathering area, but that is going to look way different than it used to.
Okay.
It's going to be opened up so it's much more welcoming.
Okay.
The bathrooms are being increased in size,
Okay.
so that's improved capacity
Always
there.
helps, Yep. When the congregation grows, so go the needs. Yep.
Exactly. And we're increasing our nursery area
Okay.
and creating some additional storage that then will free up some area somewhere else. So.
Okay.
And our library.
And the library
Yes,
as
in the
well.
library. So
A lot of wonderful
Yeah,
growth
very
in the church.
exciting.
Yes, and I
Very
remember
exciting.
talking to the pastors back then in regards to what that meant for the church. It necessarily kind of small at one point before all this went on because there really wasn't a lot of room to accommodate. But I know
Exactly.
families have joined and the church congregation
Yes.
has grown.
Oh yeah, it's doubled its size since 2004. So definitely. So with that, you need increased facilities and improvements. So,
Okay.
so that's what this event is going to, in a small way. I mean, certainly the funds needed were much greater than this is going to provide, but every little bit helps.
Yep.
So that's what this show is going to be all about.
Help propel the very last part of it, maybe into finishing.
Exactly.
So let's talk a little bit about the name. It's an interesting name for this variety show, but it does bear a little explanation, right?
Yes, it's the first annual variety show. Okay, well, it's our very first variety show of any kind that I understand Good Shepherd has had.
Okay.
So we wanted to say, well, it may be our last, or it may not be our last. It depends on how it goes.
How it goes, okay. Might be something you want to bring back. But even if it is not the last, it's still the last first.
Right.
That's exactly right.
Okay, just so we get all that straight.
It should be a lot of fun. And,
it should be.
It'll be live. It'll be all local acts, if you will, performers.
It's really planned as a full family event. So
Right.
let's talk about the date, the time, a little bit about it, and then we'll dig a little bit deeper into some of the acts and all that kind of stuff. So it is coming up not too long from about 10 days. It is on Saturday, April 30th.
30th.
Okay.
And
What time does it start?
We're going to start off at 5:30 with a gourmet all-beef hot dog dinner with chips and buns and hot dog. Baked beans, fresh chocolate chip cookies, and a drink, and we have all the toppings for the hot dogs
Fare, yeah.
at 5:30, and then at 6:30 the variety show.
Okay.
And,
And obviously this is all within the church itself.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right.
Exactly.
At the church.
Yep.
So-
The variety show will be in the sanctuary.
Okay.
And then the meal, of course, will be in the social hall.
Okay.
So
right.
you get to see a good part of the church when you're
Okay.
there.
And again, the menu is definitely family friendly. Let's talk, it's not an expensive thing to come
No.
to. Let's talk a little bit about the cost of the dinner and then coming.
The dinner itself will be $6 in advance and $7 at the door.
Okay.
And then children 5 years or younger will be $3.
Okay.
So again, we tried to make it very cost-friendly, family-friendly, and it'll just be fun. We will have many types of toppings. We're going to have chili topping. We will have sauerkraut. We will have fresh cut onions, green peppers, red
okay.
peppers. So really, shredded cheese, you can make your hot dog way
There
more
is
than a hot dog.
nothing better than loading up a gourmet
Yes,
hot dog, really,
yes,
honestly, to all
yes.
those flavors and
Yeah.
tastes that anyone
And the hot
likes.
dogs are going to be 100% beef Nathan hot dogs.
Ooh,
so
those
it's
are
not
good
just
ones.
your average hot dog.
Average run
Should be
of-
great.
Yeah.
It should be.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the acts then. So that will be going on at 5:30, the meal, and then everybody into the sanctuary, and that will begin at 6:30. And you've got a fun variety of variety show participants, shall we say?
Absolutely. We
Not just kept to one genre or even just
no,
music.
and
or,
that was intentional because we didn't want it to be just all music.
Right.
You know, we want it to be fun. So there will be skits and
Okay.
there will be acts. Another community figure, Jim Satterlund, who owned the bagel place, is going to do a Garrison Keillor monologue.
Okay.
So that should be very fun. We're going to have the Owatonna High School drumline.
All right.
That's going to perform, so that's something different. We have a member of the church who plays the concertina, and we have a daughter of a member that plays the ukulele.
Okay.
And of course there will be some piano and singing solos. So and the youth is going to do a really fun skit, and so it truly will be a variety show.
It is, and I like the fact that you've definitely got some talented congregation members that are
Absolutely.
participating, but not just that it's actually kind of reached out beyond that, and you've just got some
Yes.
really fun things going on that, are going to attract other people from
Should be
outside
fun.
of your
Should
congregation.
be a lot of fun.
Exactly, and that's kind of why we're doing the promotion, because we feel that the community would enjoy it. So we want to open it up and invite them because we
Very
think
nice.
it'll be a very fun evening.
And we're always looking for those kinds of things. I know families are. What can we do for little cost
Yes.
and have fun
Exactly.
and bring the whole family and everyone will
Exactly.
enjoy and get together,
Yep.
and this is that kind of an
Yes.
event.
Exactly.
So when they get there, okay, so it's all ages, right?
All
because
ages,
anybody
yep.
can come and enjoy
Yep.
the meal and enjoy the talent
Yep.
show. And I'm sure you're done getting talent right now, or are you still at this
Oh,
point?
you
Would
know, there
add
is
to?
one. Oh, I'm so glad you mentioned that. There is one that is coming on. Abby Donahue, if you saw in the paper, she was Miss Amazing.
Okay.
And
She's going to dance.
Yes, and she's going to perform the performance that got her the title Miss Amazing.
Very nice.
And we're so proud that she's a member of our church and that she lives so well with the challenges that she has. So she's just a sparkle in the day. So anyway, so we're real happy to have her there. Okay. So as we mentioned, the tickets are $6 in advance, and you can get those at the church office.
That was going to be my question.
Yep, or through, if anybody knows Fred Ventura, he's also selling them. Okay. And the tickets are so there's a charge for the meal. There's not a charge for the show, but there will be a free will offering during the show. Okay. So if you're appreciating the entertainment.
Then we'll be kind of passing the hat, so to speak, and coming up with some more funds. And again, what a non-expensive night out. What a lot of value and a lot of fun for people. So hopefully you'll gain a little bit then too from passing the hat. So the proceeds then will go toward, you kind of already mentioned that. Again, it's a lot of different things. It looks like technology, bathrooms, youth nursery, all those kinds of things.
Exactly.
Renovating the offices and finishing the lower level. And
those are things that have been
completed. Right, have been done. So this is kind of the final stage.
Is it really now? Once this is done, will that pretty much take care of every aspect of the church that was a little bit older?
That was originally agreed upon by the congregation to be updated. Okay. So, a church, if it's growing, you never end with what the needs are.
It's just like your house, right? never ends.
But this is the final stage of this project, so wrapping it up. And she'll be done by hopefully midsummer. Okay. We should be not very far away.
Yeah.
We're in the
just
progress.
Just remind us, do you remember how long ago it was that the addition and all of that
I believe it was 2008.
2008. Okay.
Yeah, so about 8 years ago.
Wow, time flies. I always say, the church with the new addition up there. But in my mind, it was like 3 years ago. Even though I know when I think about it, it wasn't. But those kinds of things happen, right? And so everybody again was very aware of everything that was going on there. But you added parking.
Oh,
you got
absolutely.
Great outdoor space at the church. I know a great youth group and mission trips and all those kinds of things.
Which they still do.
Been very busy.
Yeah,
very busy.
Have the Christian preschool in the lower level as well. So that was remodeled and improved as part of the overall project that we started in 2012.
Wonderful, nice growing church. Yes, so inviting all of the public to come and join the first annual variety show. For now, let's just call it the variety show. And Gourmet Beef Hot Dog, so we don't have to explain it again. There we go. Yeah. On April 30th, starting at 5:30 with the dinner, and then continuing on with the variety show, and it just sounds like it's going to be just a blast. So thank you, Warren, and thank you, Sue, and to all of the committee members, I'm sure, who helped make this happen. And we wish you a very successful event.
Thank you.
Thanks again. We'll take a break for our supporters, and as I mentioned earlier, we're heading out to the mountain bike trail at Kaplans Woods. Stay with us.
Hi, Eric here from Owatonna Senior Place. Participate in one of the many active fitness classes we have, or hop on the bus for one of our great day trips. We have a variety of programs, activities happening throughout the week. Our goal at Senior Place is to create positive moments for you at a reasonable and affordable price. Don't forget the Senior Place Partnership Program, with over 40 businesses giving discounts and incentives to you for being a Senior Place member. Contact us for more details. Live full, live well, live long.
Amy Swain Hearing Centers is a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show. I'm Dr. Amy Swain, and I want everyone to hear better.
I'm Deb Gillard. And I'm Shaw McNulty with Brookdale Owatonna Assisted Living and Memory Care,
where we provide optimum living activities to keep our residents engaged in life.
And we are a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show.
I'm Dan Branstead of Carlson Branstead & Company, Certified Public Accountants. We support the Owatonna Today Show.
At Triumph Graphics, we think beyond ink. That's why you should make us your source for creative concept, design, print, mail, and web. Check us out today at triumphgraphics.com.
Welcome back to the Owatonna Today Show, and we're here on location on this beautiful day out at Kaplan Woods, and we're here talking to two real trailblazers. We're here talking with Dave Cabot. Hi, Dave.
Hello.
And we're here talking with Megan Beer.
Good morning.
And these two people are instrumental in the development of the new trail that we're going to be talking about. It's a mountain bike trail. Dave, could you tell them a little bit about yourself and how you got involved?
Part of the Owatonna Bike Club. I love the bike, and we just decided to build some mountain bike trail here in Kaplans. We talked to the Park and Rec and decided that was a good thing to do, so that's what we did.
And are you also involved with the Trails Association?
Yes, the Owatonna Trails Association.
And Megan, tell us about yourself a little bit. How did you get involved?
Well, I first got involved because that one over there got involved, but found out that I loved mountain biking, love fat tire biking, love trail running, and it's so nice to be able to do it down in Owatonna here instead of driving all the way up to Minneapolis.
Dave, give us a quick rundown on how this all got started. It's actually a collaboration, correct?
Right. It's the Owatonna Bike Club kind of wanted to build some trails, so we talked to the Owatonna Park and Rec, talked to the board, put some plans together. The company Trek and Straver Sports, they got us a guide to help us map the trail, and once we got the trail mapped, we started pulling buckthorn and building trail.
He makes it sound simple, but it was a lot of work, wasn't it, Megan?
Absolutely. Hours and hours, hundreds of hours.
And I understand that you got prisoners involved. And I understand that they also worked on the trails. So how many people would you say altogether worked on the trails?
Working on trails, we have, I would say, almost 50 people with the prisoners and everything involved. On a regular basis, we have 10 to 12 people that build trail and kind of cut in the benching we need.
We're going to go and hear more about this bike trail, but before we do, we have two bikes here, and these are two that would work very well on the newly designed trails. Megan, would you say what kind of bike it is you have here?
Sure, this is a Minnesota framed brand fat tire bike. I picked it up from Ann Paulson at Straight River Sports, and it's a great bike for riding in the summer. It's a great bike. It's got really, really wide, squishy tires that handle pretty well in the snow, so I get to ride it all year round. It's a lot of fun.
And Dave, explain what kind of bike it is you have here.
This is a Trek 29er. It's a stash. This is a little bit faster than a fat tire. It's not as heavy, and it's made for fast single track.
Can we go see the mountain bike trail right now?
Absolutely.
We've reached a segment of the mountain bike trail here, and this is the 1 mile loop, correct, Dave?
Correct. This is a 1 mile loop. It's a first loop we did 3 years ago. It's slightly technical, as in for turns, not so much for obstacles. And we are putting a bridge in too, so that you don't have to. There's one two-way. We're getting rid of that so that once we get the bridge in, it'll help out for traffic control.
Okay. So most of you say two-way. Would you explain that, how safety issues and if it's crowded on a day versus during the week and you're by yourself?
Right. So we consider this a one-way trail. It flows better in one way than it does the other way, and that way you don't have two mountain bikers coming at each other because it's only 18 inches wide. That's part of the sustainability of it, is the width, so that it doesn't wash away. Yeah.
So the designing of it.
Yeah.
So okay. And Megan, you've ridden this 1 mile loop. You've ridden the whole course, correct?
I have.
Particularly on this 1 mile loop, what would you advise people as they come in to ride?
My advice would be the opposite of Dave's advice. My advice would be take it slow. His advice would be it's easier to take obstacles if you ride fast. My first advice is just get on a bike and get out here and give it a try. It's a ton of fun. The 1 mile loop is a great place to start. I like to ride it just to get warmed up, remind myself of how to handle a mountain bike before I get back into the back section.
Would you say that this 1 mile loop it's a good way to warm up your reflexes because of the technical aspects of it?
Absolutely.
And what would you say about an obstacle as you're coming across and there's this tree really close? What would you say about that? You say, oh, I don't know if I'm good enough. That tree's in the way. What's your advice?
Don't hit it. That's my advice. No, really. You get used to how to handle a mountain bike and how to go around the trees, how to reach around and hug a tree if you need to. And if you need to get off and walk and go around something, that's fine.
So once you're on the trail, you just pick a speed you're comfortable with?
Absolutely.
And you go at your own comfort level?
Yes.
Okay. And how would you rate this? All these trails? You've been up in the cities, you've been around, you're a riding enthusiast. What would you say about the development here?
This is a treasure. That's a hidden treasure down here. I always tell people, don't tell too many people up in Minneapolis what we have down here because we don't want our trails to be crowded. No, these trails are wonderful, and they are at least as good as anything that we've ridden in Minneapolis. They're great.
And great. And Dave, what do you have to say about the trail system here? You've worked a lot of hard hours, so, it's sort of a cook that tastes their own cooking. They're like, but what is your insight?
I like the back half better. Scott Scrambler it's flowy, it's fast, and there's some jumps in there, and it's just a field day. You get out there and you're back 12 years old, being a kid, riding bike.
So it's a blast. Let's go see the ridge. You've talked a lot about the ridge.
All right, we'll go to the ridge line, a little more dangerous. I shouldn't say dangerous. It's a little more technical, but we'll go see the ridge and the best view of the park.
We have now relocated with Megan and Dave at the 5 Mile Loop on the mountain bike trail, which is rated the most difficult. Dave, could you tell us how did you know how to design this trail?
This is what we were talking about earlier. We had the one of the Trek guys that builds trail. He goes around the world, builds trail, and he walked the trail. And that's one of the reasons you see that this is on the ridge line. It's the sustainable part of it where the water flows off the trail. We bench in, but it flows right over and doesn't have to wash out. That's kind of why we're on ridge lines half the way. A lot of benching to make the trail so you don't fall off the edge.
So the designer from Trek, that's what he does.
That's what he does. He basically went around the United States and to different bike clubs with IMBA, and he would map out the trail, and then the workers go to work building it in.
Now, it used to be workers build it in, volunteers. Your group that did this. How did you do this? How did you clear these paths? Did you bring in trucks or?
Nope, this is all done by hand. We have basically hose, rakes, and chisels, axes. We cut and pull the dirt away, level it out, pack it down, and that's your trail.
And so it's very environmentally conscious. It was done very, very, very environmentally with the environment in mind.
Yep. Yeah, everything like is hand tools. The only thing we really used is a chainsaw if we need, and then the leaf blower is kind of loud to. During the fall when there's too many leaves on the trail, we leaf blower, which many people have seen me out here hiking the trail with a backpack leaf blower.
Megan, could you give us some statistics quickly on comparison of trails and monies? And, you kind of were talking about how much the trail could have cost to do.
One thing that I was told at the beginning of this project was that when the Trek rep came out and helped us map out the trail, that the estimate that I had heard tossed around was tens of thousands of dollars and about 5 years to get the trail constructed. And we've had a handful of volunteers in 2.5-ish years doing all of the work by hand, and here it is. It's ready to ride. So I think we're really proud of that.
So a pigeon of the no cost and basically correct?
A little bit of cost with some tools and some equipment, and a lot of cost if you look at all of the hours and hours and hours of the people that donated their time.
But the key word was donate. So we have this beautiful trail
that we can ride.
Yeah, correct. Okay, so if somebody would like to be involved in the trail and help keep it sustainable, help keep up with the maintenance of the trail, how could they locate the groups involved?
Sure, we're always looking for volunteers, and so we're on Facebook. We post on Facebook that if trail conditions. There's also ride etiquette stuff out there on the Facebook page, and when we volunteer to go out and work. So if you want to find out, you can go to the Owatonna Trails Association on Facebook, or you can go to Stray River Sports because they've been helping build the trail too. The employees there and Ann. Yeah.
And Ann's familiar with the trails, so she'd know how to guide you in the way to. Yep. The way to ride or what bike to use,
and
correct?
There's also maps out there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, great. Thank you for the beautiful hike today and letting us see this. We will take a short break to hear a word from our sponsors, and then we'll be right back. So please stay with us.
Hello, my name is Katie Marshall. A year ago, my family and I became homeless. We were scared and alone. Today, with the help of Steele County Transitional Housing and generous donors like you, my family and I are safely housed. I am working, going to college, paying my rent on time. My children have a warm bed to sleep in every night. My family and I are so grateful for this second chance. Please help others in need by donating to transitional housing today. Everyone deserves a safe place to live.
Hi, my name is Dave Efforts with TPS Insurance. We're here to handle all your insurance needs. We are a very proud supporter of the Owatonna Today Show.
Hi, I'm Rich from Sign Pro and Auto Trim Design, a proud sponsor of the Owatonna Today Show. Come and see us for all your sign and truck accessory needs.
And it's time once again to wrap up the Owatonna Today Show on this Wednesday, April 20th. We hope you enjoyed today's program. The Munchkin Market is coming up this Saturday, April 23rd. It will be from 9 to noon at the Four Seasons Center in the West Arena. Youth ages 6 to 15 will have tables selling toys, games, books, sporting goods, and more. So please come and join them for that. Put on by the Park and Recreation Department, and I think you can probably check with them if you have any questions about that. Simultaneously, from 9 to 12, also at the Steele County Fairgrounds around the Four Seasons Center, will be Bark and Rec, sponsored by Owatonna Parks and Recreation and the Steele County Humane Society. It's time to bring your doggies for treats, grooming, vets, and all sorts of other doggy stuff. Lots of vendors will be there. Demonstrations will include canine cash from the Owatonna Police Department, dog obedience, and agility. All dogs attending, please, must have rabies tags or proof of vaccinations, and they need to be leashed. But there will be vendors there with pet products, and businesses are still invited, if you would like to find out about it, to purchase a booth for $25. Contact Park and Recreation at 444-4321 if you need more information. The City of Owatonna and Steele County Environmental Services invite the business community in Owatonna to join them for a discussion about stormwater and your local facility as the county is making updates to the local water management plan. Your input on priorities now will help create a plan that can be used in the future to apply for grants. Those can be used to save you money on stormwater infrastructure expenses. That session will be April 27th. I'm trying to think what date of the week that is. Is it Wednesday, Leanne? Friday, April 27th. And that will be... We are talking about Wednesday, April 27th, as a matter of a week from today, okay? And it will be at 11:30 to 1:30 at the Steele County Administration Building in the boardroom. So please join them if you would like to hear more information about that or provide your input as well. That's certainly what they are looking for. On Thursday, April 28th, there will be a 2016 Family Festival at Willow Creek Intermediate School. It's going on from 6 to 7:30. Willow Creek is, of course, up on 22nd Street Northeast, 1050. No registration is necessary. The event is free. You're welcome to join, bring the whole family and have some fun, and it is celebrates the Week of the Young Child, so everyone is invited with kids age 0 to 7, and there will be a lot of festival type things and games and activities for all those kids and their families, so please join them. If you have questions, you can call the district office at 444-7900 and find out more information about that. A lot of good things going on. Again, we thank you so much for joining us here on this Wednesday, April 20th, with your Community Connection, the Owatonna Today Show. Coming up on Friday's program, the whole thing, and I mean the whole thing, is devoted to finding out who is dancing with our Steele County stars, and we're going to be meeting those couples. So it's going to be a great program on Friday with a great fundraiser for healthy seniors coming up. So please join us then for that program. Until then, have a great day.